There's the sun and the moon when the sky's looking blue. Light is catching your eye like it's meant to.
Welcome to my channel for Evolved Humans. I am Ms. Day. So, just so you know, I usually do like a past, present, future type of wave. Okay. So, all right. First of all, I feel like I'm sensing a really confident type of energy. I don't know if you're confident necessarily around people, but I feel like the energy I'm sensing is like kind of confident. Okay, so it's like, I feel like in the past, whoever I'm talking to, it's almost like I feel like you were this is like how it felt. I feel like you felt like you were a lot to handle, a lot to take in or to be around. Like I feel like you got reactions kind of early in your life. And as you were developing, I feel like you got reactions like in a way that made you think that you were too much. And that it almost like, I feel like you were just kind of like, I feel like you didn't understand that. I think you're still healing from that. Whoever I'm talking to, I think you had a whole lot of forward energy when you were in your youth, and I feel like you kind of like just bursted it outward on both ends of the spectrum, as far as like being creative and being like adventurous and like maybe even athlete. And I feel like whoever I'm talking to, it almost feels like you were treated like your passion was over dramatizing thing. Like it was drama, like it was dramatic. And I feel like it's passion because I feel like in that same period of time, like going through development, I feel like the depth of the emotions that you actually experienced didn't have anywhere to go. So I feel like whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you went through a period of time in your adolescent and adult years. I think kind of early adult years. Maybe you had to take some time reflecting and grieving what you had gone through. Because I think that when you kind of like stepped out of that, I feel like you, I don't feel like you naturally block yourself from coming out. I feel like that was a constant action. Like it was a constant act all throughout your childhood and probably a lot of teen years. Like it feels like your constant behavior was to withhold sharing your emotions and all of your like concepts and ideas or like what your take was on the world. I feel like you didn't get to let that out. I also feel like when you broke free, I feel like I think you went through a period of release and maybe even a period of like being, really down, maybe feeling depression. I keep feeling the word depression is coming out. And then I think that right now, like this could be a different wave or it could be the same. So right now I feel like whoever this is, the very first thing I felt with that confidence was that you're actually healing from how you used to be received in a way that it's no longer something you healed from. Now it's become something that you like, you're learning the lessons from it. Like it feels like your healing journey that you did take after that initial release, and this doesn't have to be childhood, this could have been an earlier relationship too, where you didn't even know how much was behind the floodgates because you never had the opportunity to fully express it until you broke free of some situation in the past. So it doesn't have to be childhood. So wherever you're at now, it feels like you made it a point to heal from it and to grow from it. And then I feel like this is like a really positive just moment right now before. So right now, it's like what you're experiencing currently. Still healing from the reactions you got from people all throughout your life. And I feel like you're actually not in a place where you can't move, though. It feels like whoever I'm talking to, you've learned to... There's no reason for me to see this at all. And it's like all I keep thinking is I feel like you've learned to hold your tongue. Like you've learned to not speak when you know it won't be received properly. So I feel like in this way, whoever you are, you've gone through like such a journey, such a growth that you're like, it just feels like a very mature outcome based on the past. And I feel like you kind of decided that that's who you are going to be. It's a really beautiful development because I feel like throughout this period of time, you were going forward and then you kind of released that hold on yourself. And I feel like you really go in your own you let yourself flow around you now. Whoever you are, okay. And there's also someone super connected to hawks. Someone's like seen hawks a lot. Weird, or any types of birds, like maybe even a heron, but like there's like hawks. That's what this makes me think of. So I feel like whoever you are, you have a connection to nature. And this doesn't mean, oh, a hawk is like your spirit animal. I'm saying I feel like there's some sort of interaction to do with you and a hawk somewhere. But there's also like this feeling that you and nature know that you understand each other. How cool is that? It's like, I feel like before you were getting on your own 2 feet for a while. And you knew that that would take time. And I feel like you had the patience to go through that. And it's like it blossomed into this mature place that you're at right now. And I feel like finally you're real. If you haven't hit this moment, like I feel like this is like right now, it's like just about to happen. If you have not experienced this yet, like it's a next couple of days possible thing whenever you see this. This feels like the moment that you're in right now is kind of like, it's almost like they're giving you and see, like you were acceptable all along. You were acceptable all along. And when you actually connect to what you were connected to all along, that big energy, the reason you were like overconfident, that first thing I felt when I came in, it's like your confidence has grown into something humble. Like it's like a composure. Very neat. And whoever you are too, I don't know who this, I feel like someone, I almost feel like someone goes hiking or someone goes fishing to feel connected to nature. And someone literally, yeah, I feel like you found yourself when you healed, like you were already okay when you escaped the situation. Like you just had to kind of like go through your own phase and your own ups and downs. And I feel like when you came out of it, what they're telling you is that I feel like they're giving you approval that you haven't yet accepted. Like you may feel comfortable, you may feel peace, you may feel good in nature, but it's like there's something inside of you that I feel like they want you to fully remove from yourself. And it's not you, that's not it. It's more like they want you to not just be like, oh, thank goodness I fit in now. It's almost like they want you... It's like when you're going forward, when you're going forward, it's like they want you to step out of the idea that you'll always be received wrongly. It's like great that you have the comfort and you have a harmony between you and nature, between you and yourself. Like, I feel like whoever I'm talking to, there is something that you've really worked to keep alive in there. And that it's like that spirit, that's like that blossoming type of spirit, you know, where it's like just constant creation, constant just molding and sculpting. It's like, that's how I feel like now that you are in this higher level of yourself and like this more healed phase, and not only healed, but just more grown. It's like your outlook is so much more grown. It feels so ready. And like ready. If you need to know if you're ready for something, like it's ready. So going forward, it's like not only are you going to go forward and I feel like you're going to connect in places, you know, this doesn't have to be a serious relationship. This feels like someone who, once you're walking in your actual self, it's like that confident energy. It needs to walk. It's like it needs to fill you up. I feel like this is a part of balancing out that part of you that can connect and that accepts the bigness of nature. Like you accept the bigness, you accept the depth, you know? And it's like, I feel like going forward, what they want you to know is like, okay, you healed and you released and you accepted and you learned. And now it's time to leave it behind. Like, don't let it stop you. The next part is removing it from your view, like your outlook. I feel like going forward, what they want you to do is it's like it feels like you're going to do this if you're not already. Some of you, I feel like, are already doing this, where you've done so much healing and you've done so much like self-reflection and willingness to learn, willingness to listen and grow, that it's like they want you to realize that when you step forward now, you are you're like a new version of yourself. You are literally a higher level of yourself. So that means that what wasn't necessarily available to you before, as far as connections go, because you became so used to having to expect to be shut down, it's like what they're saying is going forward, you need to remove that expectation. That's what it is. It's that one last expectation that people will never accept you. It's like, or, you know, it's like the thing I keep seeing is someone who not only has a newfound joy in their work, or even like the things they're doing around their house, like just actual regular ordinary activities. That's what I feel like, ordinary stuff. It's like when you have those interactions, this might have already started, and I feel like this is like a hint from the universe, like, yeah, it's coming. Like, look at what it feels like when you don't have to worry about anything, about being accepted. Like, you are accepted. You have accepted yourself, and that's what it is. That's like what everything is about. It starts here, and then that's how you improve the outside stuff. Obviously, unless you're totally deceived. Let's not blame you for that. But whoever you are, going forward, I see those little moments, like, I don't know I just keep thinking about somebody getting gas and like having a really positive interaction with somebody there. Like maybe a laugh, maybe somebody does something ridiculous, like silly, like a silly mistake, or drops something right in front of you. Anything like that. Like, I feel like you're going to start finding a deep laugh, like a deep feeling of joy and just a burst of happiness. And it'll feel It's like that burst you had when you first escaped the past situation. Not burst, but that's kind of the same. It's like it's flashing back to that. That release of, holy crap, these are all the emotions I was carrying. These are all the things I didn't really let out, so I didn't really focus on, so I was clouded up with all of that. It's like going forward, you're going to actually feel that type of stuff, but it's going to be in every interaction you have. And the ones that aren't, I feel like you're going to have such a quick interaction after that one that's going to make it all like make sense, or at least make it worth it, you know? It's like, oh my gosh, I keep picturing going to the store and like going to the gas station, or even just running into somebody, or like locking eyes when you're out on a walk and enjoying fully that feeling. And I feel like that's what they want you to focus on. It's like they want you to realize that this is a new beginning for you. This was not a destination that you have hit. This is a new beginning. You can literally expect a new beginning here going forward. It's really neat. And I feel like your emotions live there. That's what it feels like. Wherever you're headed, this step you're into right now, that it's almost like that is your next step. Like they're saying, remove this expectation about what people will receive from you. Like, just get it out of the way. And I do keep getting that message. In the last few days, I do feel like I keep seeing that in other people's, like horoscopes and everything, like people that are showing me that, or even my daughter is showing me that. It's like the message everywhere is, stop comparing yourself to other people. Like, stop comparing yourself to other people, but also stop comparing yourself to their judgment of you. Like, stop seeing, if you align with that, because I feel like someone needs to remove what they think. Even if you've healed emotionally, then you need to like literally take the initiative to get that out of your head. Get the thoughts out of your head. And if that means you need to talk it out, like, do that. Maybe that's the thing too. I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you might not necessarily have someone to talk to yet. And maybe that's something that some of you should do also. Like, if you're ever afraid to like reach out for help in any direction, like you need to allow yourself to realize that when we process, like, we just have to physically express it, and then our mind can organize it. It helps us, not always, but I mean, like, it helps us to say something. Like, if there are 14 pieces of information about one topic, okay, floating around in your mind, if you can speak out a sentence and remove, 4 of them, and then you remove another 4, and then so forth. It's like, if you can speak it out, then you're getting it out. So like, if you're alone and you don't have a human to talk to about it, like, talk out loud when you're alone, write it out. This is a constant thing, is to like, don't let those things, those past perceptions of you. Like, it doesn't have to be what somebody said. It's just the way you feel that everyone always received you. Like, think about that as their perception of you. Because when we think about how other people perceive us, that's especially during like development, or like in your first big relationships or something. It's like, if we focus on how they see us, it is so easy. When we like people, like, we mirror their behavior. Like, it's a natural thing we do. When we feel like people don't like us, it's like we mirror their perception. We're like, oh, like, why do they think? And then we start questioning ourselves. So whoever this is, it's like they're telling you, remove the expectations that you can't expect anything good out of anybody. Because I feel like you've done enough work that they're like, you're actually ready. You're going to feel so much in these little moments, which is really beautiful. And I do feel like there's some sort of thing with, again, many times when I get on YouTube, I do feel like I'm talking to people who use music and use the arts to like a self-therapy. So, okay, I'm going to leave it at that. If you feel like this resonates with you, definitely let me know in the comments, and continue to subscribe to my channel and allow for notifications if you want to know when future readings are up, because they apply to you. And then I hope you have a really good rest of the day, and I really hope this is helpful. I hope that at least if you feel like if you just needed like a nudge to tell you you're on the right track, that's kind of what this reading is. It's a very beautiful, it doesn't seem like it was smooth to experience, but it seems like it all adds up to progressive growth. It's all a constant growth upward. That's what this reading is. So like whoever you are, if you wanted that reassurance, like that's there. It's like, yeah, up. You just keep going up. And they're just giving you like little tweaky ways to be like, okay, and now what is it you wanted to experience all along? What did you do all of this healing for? This is your moment. And step into it fully. Let yourself have what you wanted and didn't get, because now you're a grown person. Whew, okay, so I'm going to leave it at that for real this time. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you later.